1. When mentoring an engineering and training EIT candidate, which strategy best supports adult learning principles? A. Providing step by step directives without discussion. B. Allowing the mentee to apply concepts through real project tasks. C. Giving only theoretical examples for reference. D. Requiring the mentee to memorize procedures. 2. During an EIT evaluation, which method ensures the most objective assessment of technical competencies? A. Verbal feedback alone. B. Peer voting on performance. C. Rubric-based scoring aligned with engineering standards. D. Mentor's intuition. 3. When developing an EIT training curriculum, what is the most important initial step? A. Selecting textbooks. B. Conducting a needs assessment. C. Scheduling workshop dates. D. Drafting exam questions first. 4. Which communication skill is most critical for an engineer supervising EIT trainees? A. Using specialized jargon frequently. B. Delivering instructions without checking for understanding. C. Adapting explanations to the trainee's background. D. Prioritizing written communication only. 5. What is the primary purpose of professional engineering regulatory compliance in EIT programs? A. To reduce training time. B. To ensure ethical, legal, and safety standards in engineering practice. C. To increase paperwork. D. To limit the number of certified engineers. 6. Which evaluation technique most accurately captures an EIT's problem-solving process? A. Multiple choice testing. B. Structured performance observation. C. Timed recall drills. D. Assignment of unrelated tasks. 7. When assigning project tasks to an EIT, which approach best promotes competency growth? A. Giving tasks that require minimal guidance. B. Assigning repetitive tasks only. C. Providing tasks increasing in complexity with mentorship. D. Avoiding tasks that require independent thinking. 8. In adult learning, EITs benefit most when training emphasizes A. Passive lecture-based delivery. B. Situational relevance and real-world applications. C. Memorization over understanding. D. Limited collaboration. 9. What is the main justification for documenting EIT training activities? A. To satisfy mentoring curiosity. B. To serve as evidence for licensure and compliance requirements. C. To increase administrative workload. D. To avoid verbal communication. 10. Which communication barrier most commonly affects EIT technical training? A. Asking clarification questions. B. Overuse of technical jargon without explanation. C. Demonstrating concepts visually. D. Providing feedback regularly. 11. A well-designed EIT assessment tool should include A. Ambiguous criteria to encourage creativity. B. Clear, measurable performance indicators. C. Only subjective rating scales. D. Criteria unrelated to engineering standards. 12. When providing corrective feedback to an EIT, the most effective method is to A. Criticize performance publicly. B. Provide specific, actionable guidance. C. Avoid offering feedback. D. Focus solely on errors. 13. Which practice best supports regulatory compliance in engineering training documentation? A. Destroying old training logs. Saving only positive evaluations. C. Maintaining accurate and complete records. D. Keeping documents only at the trainee's discretion. 14. To encourage independent learning, mentors should A. Withhold guidance entirely. B. Encourage critical thinking and self-assessment. C. Assign tasks without context. D. Expect mastery without practice. 15. A curriculum designed for EIT development should primarily focus on A. Tasks unrelated to engineering. B. Professional ethics, safety, and core engineering competencies. C. Social events and team building only. D. Memorizing engineering formulas. 16. Which activity best evaluates an EIT's ability to communicate engineering concepts? A. Silent individual work. B. Presenting solutions to peers and mentors. C. Memorizing terminology. D. Avoiding questions. 17. In mentoring EITs, which principle is essential for building trust? A. Maintaining consistent, respectful communication. Keeping expectations unclear. C. Avoiding honesty and feedback. D. Refraining from offering support. 18. Why is understanding regulatory codes important for EITs? A. Codes increase project costs unnecessarily. B. Codes help ensure engineering solutions meet safety and legal requirements. C. Codes are optional guidelines. D. Codes exist solely for academic study. 19. Which training technique enhances long-term retention for EITs? A. Rote memorization. B. Hands-on application with reflective review. C. Reading only technical manuals. D. Repetitive passive listening. 20. Which scenario best demonstrates effective curriculum alignment in an EIT program? A. Teaching topics unrelated to job tasks. B. Ensuring lessons directly support required engineering competencies. C. Adding random content to fill hours. D. Ignoring performance outcomes. 21. When communicating technical concepts to an EIT, an effective mentor should A. Assume the trainee already understands. B. Use analogies and examples tied to real projects. C. Avoid answering questions. D. Provide instructions without context. 22. Which evaluation method best reduces bias during EIT performance reviews? A. Unstructured personal impressions. B. Standardized competency-based rubrics. C. Peer opinions. D. Supervisor's memory of performance. 23. Which mentoring approach most effectively supports EIT progression toward licensure? A. Providing structured guidance with opportunities for autonomy. B. Allowing the trainee to guess solutions. C. Assigning irrelevant tasks. D. Minimizing discussion of professional standards. 24. Which skill is most important for EITs when reporting engineering findings? A. Overcomplicating explanations. B. Writing clear and accurate technical reports. C. Avoiding detail in documentation. D. Using informal language. 25. An effective EIT curriculum should integrate evaluation methods that A. Measure only theoretical knowledge. B. Assess both theory and applied engineering practice. C. Avoid practical assessments. D. Ignore engineering standards. 26. Why is timely feedback essential in EIT training? A. It prevents the trainee from asking questions. B. It accelerates learning by correcting issues early. C. It reduces communication. D. It eliminates the need for documentation. 27. When reviewing an EIT's project work, mentors should emphasize A. Constructive feedback and continuous improvement. B. Blame for mistakes. C. Avoidance of responsibility. D. Only positive comments. 28. Regulatory compliance in engineering ethics requires EITs to A. Prioritize deadlines over safety. B. Follow codes and professional responsibility standards. C. Ignore environmental impacts. D. Let mentors handle all ethical decisions. 29. In adult learning theory, intrinsic motivation in EITs is strengthened by A. Meaningful tasks with clear relevance. B. Arbitrary assignments. C. Fear-based evaluation. D. Passive observation. 30. What is the role of formative assessments in EIT training? A. To punish poor performance. B. To guide learning and adjust instruction during training. C. To serve as final scoring metrics. D. To replace mentoring. 31. When guiding EITs through complex engineering problems, mentors should A. Model problem-solving strategies aloud. B. Solve the full problem for them. C. Avoid breaking down concepts. D. Withhold reasoning steps. 32. Which communication strategy best supports EIT comprehension during safety training? A. Using concrete examples and demonstrations. B. Delivering safety rules with no explanation. C. Speaking quickly to save time. D. Assuming prior safety knowledge. 33. Which characteristic defines a successful EIT training program? A. Lack of structure. B. Alignment with engineering standards and professional competencies. C. Minimal mentor involvement. D. Avoidance of performance evaluation. 34. When onboarding a new EIT into a multidisciplinary engineering team, which approach best ensures effective communication integration? A. Requiring the EIT to observe quietly for several weeks before participating. B. Providing structured team communication protocols and opportunities for guided interaction. C. Allowing team members to communicate informally without expectations. D. Assigning the EIT to work independently without collaboration. 35. Which method most effectively evaluates an EIT's ability to apply engineering ethics in real scenarios? A. Assigning multiple-choice ethics quizzes only. B. Reviewing scenario-based case studies requiring justification of decisions. C. Allowing the EIT to self-report ethical understanding. D. Relying solely on supervisor impressions. 36. A mentor notices an EIT struggles with technical report organization. Which instructional intervention best aligns with adult learning principles? A. Telling the EIT to fix the structure without guidance. B. Rewriting the report for the EIT to use as is. C. Providing examples, modeling structure, and letting the EIT revise independently. D. Ignoring the issue until the final evaluation.